The first whisper of dawn often brings not quiet anticipation, but a cacophony of demands already echoing in the mind. Before a foot even touches the floor, the weight of the day presses in, an inventory of tasks, worries, and expectations compiling itself with relentless efficiency. For countless souls, this daily awakening is less a fresh start and more an immediate plunge into a current of obligation and potential overwhelm. The silence of the early hours is swiftly broken by the internal buzz of an accelerating world, leaving little room for reflection, let alone true peace. This pervasive sense of being perpetually behind, of carrying an invisible load even before the day truly begins, is a shared experience, a quiet struggle often undertaken in solitude. It's a challenge to find an anchor, a stable point, when the very fabric of existence seems to stretch and demand immediate attention from the moment consciousness stirs. Yet, there exists a profound, almost primal yearning within for a different kind of beginning, a sanctuary where the morning's chaos can gently recede, allowing the spirit to draw a breath untainted by the world's insistent clamor. It is a longing not for escape, but for realignment, not for avoidance, but for an inner fortification that transcends the immediate pressures. This isn't merely about carving out a few fleeting moments from a busy schedule. It's an invitation to step into a transformative stillness, a sacred space where the relentless hum of external noise can momentarily fade. It promises an opportunity to discover a deep calm that washes over the soul, an inner harmony that feels both expansive and deeply personal, a counter-narrative to the day's inherent stress. This particular journey begins not with a frantic scramble, but with a deliberate turning inward, allowing the soft, nascent light of a new day to illuminate not just the physical surroundings, but the very depths of one's being. It is a moment dedicated to a specific kind of spiritual connection, one designed to address the unique vulnerabilities and anxieties that often accompany the dawn. Imagine the subtle, almost imperceptible shift from tension to tranquility, the quiet evidence of burdens dissolving, replaced by a profound sense of inner lightness. This experience is not passive. It is an active engagement of the heart and mind, a conscious release of the invisible weights accumulated even before waking. Through this tender process, we follow an inner journey of release, a quiet unfolding where the very air around you seems to lighten. The burdens, whatever their nature, the looming deadlines, the unresolved conflicts, the nagging uncertainties, are invited to gently recede, not through forceful will, but through a surrender to a greater presence. This is about cultivating a state where the spirit can feel unburdened, where the mind can achieve an unwavering clarity that was previously obscured by the morning's initial rush. This particular journey begins not with a frantic scramble, but with a deliberate turning inward, allowing the soft, nascent light of a new day to illuminate not just the physical surroundings, but the very depths of one's being. It is a moment dedicated to a specific kind of spiritual connection, one designed to address the unique vulnerabilities and anxieties that often accompany the dawn. Imagine the subtle, almost imperceptible shift from tension to tranquility, the quiet evidence of burdens dissolving, replaced by a profound sense of inner lightness. This experience is not passive. It is an active engagement of the heart and mind, a conscious release of the invisible weights accumulated even before waking. Through this tender process, we follow an inner journey of release, a quiet unfolding where the very air around you seems to lighten. The burdens, whatever their nature, the looming deadlines, the unresolved conflicts, the nagging uncertainties, are invited to gently recede, not through forceful will, but through a surrender to a greater presence. This is about cultivating a state where the spirit can feel unburdened, where the mind can achieve an unwavering clarity that was previously obscured by the morning's initial rush. It's about finding a resilient peace that isn't dependent on external circumstances, but flows from an internal wellspring. This is the promise of a morning dedicated to this unique spiritual connection, to move from a state of preemptive stress to one of profound inner harmony. It is about embracing the day not with dread or a sense of being overwhelmed, but with an expansive, unshakable peace that permeates every fiber of your being. The journey itself is an active declaration, a testament to how truly transformative a morning prayer can be when it is approached with intention and a deep yearning for divine alignment. It sets the stage for a day lived not in reaction, but in proactive, grounded clarity, fortified by an unseen strength. The path ahead involves more than just quiet contemplation. It is a profound engagement with eternal truths, a powerful invocation of protection and guidance that reshapes the very landscape of the day. It is a moment to stand firm against the unseen pressures and to embrace the visible challenges with renewed vigor. This prayer is crafted to be a living breath, a spiritual anchor that grounds you amidst the inevitable currents, assuring that you step forth not in your own limited strength, but in the boundless power that flows from a divine source. It is an exploration of how faith can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, how a few moments of intentional connection can redefine an entire day. Now, as the initial quiet settles and the heart begins its work of turning towards the divine, we encounter a foundational truth, a bedrock principle upon which all enduring strength rests: the unyielding, proactive commitment of the Almighty to stand for you. Consider the profound declaration found within the sacred texts, a truth that echoes through generations. If God is for us, who can be against us? This isn't merely a rhetorical question. It is a definitive pronouncement, a divine decree that fundamentally alters the landscape of your existence. It signifies that the creator of the cosmos, the orchestrator of galaxies, and the very source of all power has chosen to align himself with your cause, to champion your spirit, and to actively intercede on your behalf. This partnership is not conditional or fleeting. It is an eternal covenant, a promise etched into the very fabric of spiritual reality, ensuring that his formidable might is perpetually deployed as your ultimate safeguard. Building upon this profound truth, we confront the very notion of opposition. When the omnipotent God of all creation declares his allegiance to you, the very concept of an insurmountable adversary becomes a fallacy. This doesn't imply an absence of challenges, but rather a guarantee that no weapon forged against your spirit, no cunning strategy deployed by unseen forces, no cynical whisper of doubt, and no tangible obstacle placed in your path can ultimately succeed in its destructive intent. Envision this divine intervention as an impenetrable bulwark, a celestial fortress erected around your very being, rendering you impervious to the assaults that seek to undermine your purpose or shatter your resolve. The principalities of darkness, the insidious machinations of despair, and even the crushing weight of past failures are rendered impotent when confronted by this divine and unwavering advocacy. Consequently, your position is not one of vulnerability, but of unassailable security, anchored in the boundless strength of the Most High. Furthermore, this scriptural cornerstone moves beyond mere passive assurance. It calls for an active embrace of this reality in the face of daily skirmishes. Think of the moments when self-doubt creeps in, whispering insidious untruths about your capabilities or worth. Recall the instances when external pressures threaten to engulf your peace, or when the sheer magnitude of a task seems overwhelming. It is precisely in these crucibles that the power of this divine truth becomes your potent counterargument. You are not facing these battles alone. Indeed, you are not even leading the charge. The Lord Himself takes up arms as your vanguard, clearing the way, dismantling traps, and neutralizing threats before they can take root. The battle belongs to Him, and He has already secured the victory on your behalf. This understanding empowers you to confront every looming shadow, not with trepidation, but with the quiet confidence of one whose defense is absolute and divinely guaranteed. Another crucial layer to this understanding is the realization that God's commitment to uplift you extends beyond mere protection from external harm. It encompasses a profound elevation of your spirit and circumstances. He doesn't just shield you from falling, He actively positions you for ascent. This means that even in moments of perceived weakness, or when you feel the world's gravity pulling you down, His hand is beneath you, not merely to prevent a crash, but to propel you upward. This divine uplift ensures that every challenge encountered, every trial endured, is ultimately transmuted into a stepping stone for growth, a testament to His restorative power. Therefore, as you navigate the complexities of your day, remember that His intervention is not just reactive defense, but proactive elevation, continually working to refine your character, expand your capacity, and align your path with His higher purposes. This profound scriptural foundation invites you to stand firm, not in your own fleeting strength, but in the enduring might of the One who has declared Himself to be for you. It compels you to shift your focus from the perceived power of your adversaries to the undeniable supremacy of your divine defender.
When anxieties attempt to take root, when discouragement threatens to cast a pall over your aspirations, or when the sheer volume of life's demands seems to stifle your breath, remember this: the very ground beneath your feet is consecrated by His promise. Your spirit is enshrouded in His invincible presence, making every step forward a declaration of His unwavering loyalty, and every breath a testament to His empowering grace. Consequently, you are not merely surviving the day, you are triumphing through it, upheld by a power that transcends all earthly limitations and silences every opposing voice. Reflecting on this profound journey we have undertaken together, a palpable shift in the inner landscape begins to assert itself. What commenced as a quiet turning, a seeking of sanctuary amidst the morning's nascent demands, has gradually unfolded into a robust understanding of divine alignment. The initial stirrings of the Spirit, reaching out to an unseen presence, have been met with an unwavering assurance, transforming the very ground upon which we stand. It is as if a hidden architecture has been revealed, not merely offering shelter from the world's insistent clamor, but actively fortifying the very core of our being, rendering us less susceptible to the currents that once threatened to pull us under. This isn't a passive observation. It is a lived experience of resilience taking root, nurtured by a truth deeper than any fleeting anxiety. Drawing these intricate threads together, we discern a powerful, cumulative effect that transcends individual moments of insight. The recognition of an omnipotent force actively championing our cause, standing as an impenetrable bulwark against all forms of opposition, integrates seamlessly with the courageous act of confronting internal struggles. This convergence empowers the Spirit to speak forth, not from a place of mere defiance, but from a wellspring of divinely granted authority. The whispers of doubt, the shadows of fear, and the lingering anxieties that once held sway find themselves disarmed, not by our own might, but by the undeniable presence of a pervasive, protective power. It is a profound realization that the battles we face, whether internal or external, are not ours to fight alone, but are enveloped within a greater, preordained victory. The tapestry woven through this communion reveals an evolving relationship, moving beyond simple supplication to a dynamic partnership. The vivid imagery of unwavering defense and constant guardianship is no longer a distant concept, but an intimate reality, reshaping the perception of vulnerability into an affirmation of secure belonging. This profound assurance, steeped in the very nature of the divine, instills a clarity that cuts through the fog of daily pressures, illuminating pathways that were previously obscured. It is the dawning of an inner light, born from absolute trust, that guides the steps and steadies the heart, regardless of the immediate horizon. The burdens, once pressing, seem to lift, not because they vanish, but because the strength to carry them, or rather, the divine willingness to bear them, has been fully embraced. In light of these transformative insights, the path forward becomes strikingly clearer, imbued with an invigorating sense of purpose. The exhortations to act in faith and to boldly declare divine promises over every facet of existence are no longer abstract calls to action, but natural outpourings of a spirit fortified and made whole. This is the essence of a life lived in partnership with the sacred, where every challenge is met not with dread, but with a quiet, unshakable confidence, knowing that the divine hand is perpetually guiding, correcting, and uplifting. The quiet moments of connection have blossomed into a vibrant, active engagement with life, an empowered posture that views obstacles not as insurmountable barriers, but as opportunities for divine manifestation. As we pivot towards the culmination of this profound spiritual journey, the atmosphere itself seems to lighten, pregnant with the promise of enduring peace and unwavering clarity. What has been cultivated through this intentional turning inward is not merely a momentary calm, but a deep-seated inner harmony, a radiant, unburdened spirit poised to embrace the day. This comprehensive reorientation, born from an authentic encounter with the divine, sets the stage for a life lived not in reaction, but in proactive, grounded assurance. It is the profound testament to how a morning consecrated to such communion can utterly redefine one's readiness, transforming potential dread into a vibrant, confident embrace of all that lies ahead. The spirit, having traversed this sacred space, stands on the threshold of a renewed commitment, fully prepared to receive and embody the blessings that flow from such an intimate and powerful connection. The sacred space we have cultivated, this profound stillness carved from nascent hours, has blossomed into a vibrant testament to divine presence. What began as a gentle turning inward, a yearning for sanctuary amidst demands, culminates not merely in fleeting reprieve, but in lasting transformation of spirit. We have journeyed from the day's initial weight through the liberating truth of divine protection and into a powerful declaration of spiritual empowerment. These quiet moments, once sought for solace, have become the fertile ground for an unshakable foundation, a bedrock of faith upon which the entirety of the day can confidently rest. This is the enduring legacy of such communion, a soul recalibrated, aligned with a strength transcending all earthly limitations. Consider now the profound blessing cascading from this deep wellspring of connection. May the grace of our Almighty God envelop you, like the soft light of dawn, illuminating every shadowed corner of your being. May His peace, which surpasses all earthly comprehension, guard your heart and mind in Christ Jesus, an ever-present current beneath your daily interactions. Let His divine favor rest upon you, a visible mantle of protection and provision, ensuring every step you take is ordered by His perfect will. Receive now the blessing of unwavering clarity, a discernment that cuts through confusion and illuminates your path, allowing you to navigate complexities not with trepidation, but with calm assurance born of divine wisdom. May your spirit be imbued with a radiant joy, independent of circumstances, springing eternal from the knowledge of His constant presence and unfailing love. This is not merely the close of a prayer, but the commencement of a new way of being. The burdens that once felt insurmountable, the anxieties that sought to define your morning, have been offered into a divine crucible,
transmuted into stepping stones for grace. You are now equipped, not by your own limited strength, but by the boundless power of the Holy Spirit, to embrace the day not with dread, but with unwavering clarity and profound peace. This inner harmony, cultivated in the quiet, is your portable sanctuary, available in every moment, amidst every challenge. It is the living proof that a morning dedicated to spiritual connection truly transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, imbuing every task, every interaction with purpose and divine partnership. Therefore, step forth with courage, knowing the God who is for you is greater than any opposing force. Let your life be a resounding echo of His promises, a living testimony to His faithfulness. Declare His truth over every apprehension, every obstacle, every person you encounter. The true practice of this profound peace begins now, not in a secluded chamber, but in the bustling arena of your daily life. Carry this radiant, unburdened spirit into your work, relationships, moments of solitude, and times of service. Let your very presence become a beacon of the tranquility and strength you have received, drawing others towards the source of your unwavering calm. This is an ongoing invitation, a continuous communion, where every breath becomes a prayer and every moment an opportunity to live out the magnificent truth of His indwelling presence. May you walk in the full assurance of His constant care, knowing His protective hand always guides, sustains, and delivers you from every snare. May you experience His abundant provision in every need, His comforting presence through every trial, and His victorious power in every battle. Your renewed commitment, a living flame, is ready to illuminate darkest corners and warm coldest hearts. Go forth, therefore, not just ready for the day, but actively co-creating it with the divine, secure in the knowledge that you are cherished, protected, and empowered beyond measure. This peace, this clarity, this unburdened spirit is your inheritance, a gift to be lived and shared, reflecting the boundless glory of the One who calls you His own.